Yeah. No, it's this mic that's not on.
This main mic is not on.
Oh, well, no, we don't need that.
Yep. So that'll be both. Can you hear? Okay, guys, we're gonna get started. Good. Okay, so I appreciate something to watch. When our spring season was canceled last March, we began to feel firsthand what the world would be like if sports didn't exist. Sports have shaped me as a person, opportunity to experience numerous life lessons that have ultimately my squad. The tireless efforts of Miss DeVoe, Miss Johnson, Mr. Carter, Mr. Teft, and Mr. Preston are what continue to fuel our ability to play athletic contests week in and week out. If it were not for the work ethic and solution-based attitudes among these people, we would not have played the most games of any Lakes Region schools this year. Thank you, Pam, Emily, Chuck, Ben, and Marvin. I am truly lucky to get to work alongside you. This afternoon, we will tackle one season at a time. So when your name is called, please come up front to collect your award and have your picture taken. After we conclude with our spring season awards, which will be our last season, our celebration will continue as we honor those graduating members of the class of 2021 who, through their contribution to the athletics program, earned 5 or more varsity letters and three varsity letters as a postgraduate. This celebration will also include 2 seniors who received the maximum number of varsity letters, earning 12 over their time at Tilton. Beginning with our fall season, the order of teams presenting, and coaches, this will be you guys to remember. Boys JV soccer will go first, followed by mountain biking, cross country, girls soccer, boys varsity soccer, field hockey, and we will end with football. So, boys JV soccer, you're up.
All right, well, normally we don't go first, and I get to say I want to thank all the athletic staff that everybody's already thanked, but I will thank again the people, Marvin, everybody in the equipment room, our athletic trainers, like Coach Christian thanked. They really do an awesome job, and it helps out tremendously. Next, I have to thank Coach Bayer, who really is not an assistant coach, but a co-coach who runs practice more often than I do. This year, neither of us ran practice that often. The soccer program at Tilton, Coach Ruggles always runs it as a sort of we're all one big team. We might be competing in different games. That's never been more true than this year, where we all practice as one squad throughout the year. We did have a handful of JV games that we played, not as many as we would have liked. But the fact that we got to go out and compete is a testament to everything all you guys did to make sure that our campus was safe at all times. So we appreciate that. We just have a couple of awards today. And the first one is going to be for a kid who came out this year, hadn't really played soccer before, but came out and just really had energy, enthusiasm, wanted to learn the game. Our most improved player is Caden Swires. And the next player that we'd like to honor today is a kid who has always represented Tilton soccer well, whether it's showing the younger kids what it means to be a part of this program, which is not only going out and competing, but also having fun and always representing our school well. So the Coaches Award goes to Alex Ritter.
Hi. So the mountain bike team was different this year. Coach called me during the summer and said, usually you have 3 races every year. And this year, because of COVID, we're going to have 6 or maybe even 7. So we'll see how that works. And the reason is instead of having mass starts for hundreds of kids at the starting line at the same time, we're going to race individual schools individually. So that was the plan. Good plan. It's a good plan. But then some teams couldn't make it, and other teams couldn't make it, and other teams couldn't make it. So we ended up having 3 really good races, which is where we started from originally. And so, as usual when you're mountain biking, you start out where you end up. So, ironically, anyway, it was a terrific year. Lots of people on our team. We had a small team and lots of new people starting with mountain biking this year. If you read the Times regularly, mountain biking is the upcoming sport. Hard to find a bike in a store nowadays. If you have one, I encourage you to get out on your bike and ride. I think that's a song, right? Get on your bike and ride. Different kind of bike, but come ride with us next year anyway. Lots of fun. But I would like to recognize Isaac Carter for our Sportsmanship Award. And also, he was just great to be on the team with before he broke his arm. Come on up, Isaac. And our captain's not on campus anymore, so I'll hold on to it and accept that. Thanks.
Our gratitude goes to those who made our practices meets possible. For example, Mr. Preston and Ms. Smith, who hasn't been mentioned, she went above and beyond the Call of Duty timing runners this year, all 52 from St. Paul's. Ms. Goodale also deserves tremendous credit for recognition, not only for being an excellent co-coach of the cross-country team, but also someone who would talk your ear off while beating your pants in a 3.1 mile. Each week, every runner on this team ran personal bests and improved their understanding of what it could be done physically and mentally on the course of the season. That being said, the underclassmen Faith, Ellery, Sarah, and Hunter have much to live up to, as the senior leadership on this year's squad was spectacular. Olivia and Leighton, often examples of how athletes can come in all shapes and sizes, and more importantly, all walks of life. Eliza and Josh, our co-captains, suggested leadership can be demonstrated both by running fast and yelling loudly. When Eliza couldn't run, Liv took over. Not only did she lead the girls to their first victory in 3 years, but Liv also saved her best for last. She finished first at Brewster, our last race of the season. Liv McGuire took on the burden to lead the pack and is now today recognized as our most outstanding female runner. Taking over for noted New England runners Pat Guiney and Griffin Bono, Josh Hansen clearly was our best. Unlike former teams with better numbers, Josh had to do it on his own. He faced the other team's best and raced hard, knowing that the TS boys team couldn't win because of numbers. He too finished first at Brewster with a time of 22:24. That's averaging just a little over 7 minutes a mile. Consider trying that someday. Josh today is recognized as our most outstanding male runner. Thank you.
Okay, so we'd like to start by thanking everyone in the athletic department again for their amazing work in organizing this season and giving you guys all the opportunity to compete. I think the amount of games that we were able to compete in this year is truly a testament to how much they care about all of you guys and athletics at this school. We finished the year 0-4-1, but we had a great tie against Holderness in the middle of the year, and I would say each game was uniquely competitive, and the girls did a great job in kind of adapting to who we were able to have on the field at any given time, as well as who we were playing. Our first award this evening we decided on was kind of a Newcomer of the Year award, and this is someone who was able to control the ball through the middle of the field when we needed to the most, especially when we were under a ton of pressure. And she also played various positions all over the field. That player was Molly Finn, who's not here. Next, for her ability to anchor the back line, organize our team under any circumstance, and manage to keep her energy and effort up while playing minute after minute after minute in every game, we're awarding our Defensive Player of the Year this year to Morgan Rule. Okay, we also have a coach's award to give out. This is someone who just brought energy every single day, worked hard, was a great leader for us, and also an outstanding player overall, and just kind of came to every game with the mentality that it didn't really matter what the score was going to be. She was going to work hard no matter what, and that player is Kylie Curtin. And then Kylie was also a captain as well, so she's going to stay up here. But Sid Baxter was our other captain, brought great leadership again, worked hard every day, and kind of they set just a great example for what type of leaders you want to be, especially if your team isn't out there winning every single day, which I think all of us have experienced at some point. So Sid Baxter as well.
So in a season that was brief, I will keep these very brief. We are always proud of the effort that's put forth by the boys soccer program. And the same can be said this year, especially mentally being able to get through the situations that we've been through. A couple of cancellations, missing out on powder keg. It was a great group to work with. We're really excited for all the players that are returning next year. But to honor two players, we have a most improved player and a coach's award. Most improved player, as we have done for years and years and years in the program, we've looked at a career and how they've come along in a career. And this young man put forth a significant amount of effort in the years that he was with us. And this year he was phenomenal in the back line. So it's my pleasure to give the most improved player to Nick Peltier. Over 4 years at Tilton School. Let's get my allergies. It's not true. Over 4 years at Tilton School, this young man should probably have gotten this award almost every year. But this year, for unending dedication to this Tilton School soccer program, our coach's award goes to Cameron Shepard. So I'd like to ask Max Pagnini to come up for his captain's medal as well. Max and the other two captains will pass the torch along to our two new captains for next year, Cody Perkins and Hyler Ruggles.
Good afternoon, Rams. Congratulations to all the sports teams and coaches. It is an honor to be here celebrating with you all, and specifically the women's field hockey team. I would have to say that it truly was an exceptional year. As I looked over the stats with this season, it was completely obvious that this team was producing on the field. Regardless of the score in any game, we had the least penalties against in every game. We produced the most offensive corners in all but one game, and defensive saves were exceptional. There are always ups and downs in a season, but this team strived for and achieved success in many areas of the game. This year, we are proud to recognize the most improved player. This athlete, in her first season of the field hockey, led this defense and developed into a shot stopper with 8 defensive saves on the year. She is a natural field hockey player who is an amazing kid to coach, Maddie Silverman. This year, we're also proud to award a coach's award. This athlete is an excellent teammate. Her skill work dramatically improved, and her work ethic is exemplary. This year's coach's award is given to Conley Ladabush. We would also like to recognize the 3 captains. These 3 women took this job and guided their team with poise. The 3 are true leaders. Each had their own point of view, yet they all worked together to accomplish daily team tasks. Libby Siegel, Danielle Kelly, and Jaden Paxton.
Thanks, guys.
Again, I'd like to thank all the people that kind of made this happen. This has been a rough year. We only got to play 2 games this year, football wise, but thank you, Ms. Brisson and Ms. Johnson, for everything you guys do. Mr. Preston, he's amazing to our guys, and obviously Ms. DeVoe and Mr. Carter, wherever you guys are. Thank you so much. I know it's so hard with our guys, and they get banged up a lot. So we have 3 awards. First one is going to be our Coaches Award. This kid is just such a great kid. I wish I had a whole team of them. Jason Callahan. Our next award is our most improved player. This guy really improved not only just this season, but from last season to this season through this season, it has really become a very, very good football player, and that's Josh Mannigan. I know this guy's not here, but he called me earlier today to make sure that the Zoom was going to be on, so I know he's watching, but our most valuable player is Jackson Paradis. And our 2 captains this year were Jackson Paradis and Dylan Makalevich. So Dylan, come on up and get your medal, bud. Make those an extra large. Thank you.
Thank you, coaches. As we transition to the winter season, we will have girls JV basketball, boys JV basketball, boys varsity B ice hockey, girls varsity hockey, boys varsity basketball, boys varsity A ice hockey, and we will conclude with girls varsity basketball.
Thank you, Ms. Brisson. Thanks very much. Could I have my 2 captains come on up right now? Thank you, Bill. And I don't know if Coach Gadd is in the house, but I do. If she's not, she's certainly looking on. And perhaps, I think the best dressed guy under the tent right now is Cam Shepard. His mom is my assistant coach as well. So Lori, I hope you're paying attention I want to thank both Coach Gadd and Lori for all the time and effort that they gave to helping train these 13 JV basketball players. I also want to thank my two captains. They were the leaders of this team in so many different ways, and they led in each in her own way. You know Liv, you know Alex, two different personalities, and they had to work together to get this team to the point where it was actually performing pretty highly. It is, it's not every team, every winter team that gets to say at the start of March 1st, that they're undefeated. I mean, of course, we hadn't played a game yet, but we were still undefeated on March 1st. And then we just stormed into that month, the early part of the month, and went 3-0. So in addition to your leading the team as captains, because of the special way you work together and how you work with your teammates, you also get the coach's award. So thank you very much. And you want to grab those things for me?
Yeah, those ones right in front of you. Yep.
So you're gonna help me with this next one. So no, just hang on to it. Okay, that leads me to one more award, and this is the MIP award. Kylie Curtin, get up here. And your captains are going to give you the award, and then we'll take one big happy picture together. How's that? So last Tuesday night, I was here in front of you again, doing something different, thinking about academic awards, and I blew it. If you were keeping score on that night, you know that I skipped a frame. And I did this, it certainly was not on purpose, but I figured we have this moment. Kylie's up here. Kylie is a tremendous athlete. You just heard about her performance in the fall, equally stellar performance in the winter. And the kid can think as well. And so I did not award you an award. So this is the Wells College 21st Century Leadership Award. This is awarded to that member of the junior class who embodies the spirit, integrity, and intellectual qualities of, drumroll, strong future leader, and who has been recognized for academic excellence, community involvement, and leadership ability. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Kylie Curtin. We'll take these spectacles off. Thank you.
You would hijack that.
The Student Athlete Award night.
Yeah.
For sure. With a record of 3 wins and 3 losses, it can be said the junior varsity squad had an up and down season. Many supported this group of young men. A special thank you goes to the Ursillos and Sunshine Fisk for the pizza dinners after games. Coaches Ms. Gooddale and Mr. Scala, thank you very much. The boys and I owe you a huge thank you for the endless enthusiasm and support. As for the squad, Grayson was one of our most improved players, particularly as a shooter. Owen showed strength and rebounding, along with speed to push the ball up the court. Sam displayed an involved and improved shooting touch. Our best all-around athlete was likely Tanner, playing tenaciously next to the glass. Given their height, Jack Hines, Tobias also played close to the basket, though they showed great interest in shooting outside. A special shout out to Tobias for knocking down a 3-pointer and diving for the loose ball against New Hampton, our last game of the season. When not in the weight room, Sutton showed athleticism at the point guard position. When not studying for his AP classes or having his picture taken by the Concord Monitor, Hyler was smart enough to play multiple guard and forward positions. Guard Jack Tord hit a number of timely 3-pointers for us, and Andy was a knowledgeable and athletic forward at both ends of the court. Though we didn't have an official captain on this team, Jet Wang led by example. He showed up early to every practice trying to improve his game. Jet took advice on how to play the most difficult position on the court As the point guard, he was directed to have the ball in his hand, see the court, and make the proper play. With controlled speed, Jet was asked to coordinate with others after diagnosing the defense on the court like a coach. When the need to get others involved, he often thought of his own shot last. The scorebook rarely reflected his efforts, but the scoreboard often did. We would not have done nearly as well. We would have actually been lost without him. Our most valuable player, Jet Lang.
Just very quickly, would like to say thank you to Coach Brisson and Coach Johnson for all their hard work in getting a winter season scheduled for everyone. This year, the varsity B team had a lighter roster and a lighter schedule. We had the opportunity to play 8 games in which we went 5-3. I don't think we would have achieved such a great record if it weren't for the coaches. No, I'm just kidding. If it weren't for our leadership. So I'd like our 2 captains, Maximilian Paganini and Brendan Powers, to please come forward. What's up, Coach? Great fun. We have 3 awards to give tonight, so I'll be quick. 2 of them are here, 1 is not. In a season where you go 5-3, the position that can directly impact that is goaltender. And our most valuable player this year ended up going 4-0 with a 1.75 goals against average, which means if you're giving up less than 2 goals a game, odds are you should win. And he went 4-0 with that. So this year's most valuable player is Ryan Melia. We have 2 coaches awards. Our first goes to a newcomer this year who I think we had pretty high hopes for, and he did nothing short of deliver on all of our expectations. He's a guy who's not overly flashy. He's not overly quick, but he is skilled. And when you watch him every day at practice and then you see that translate into a game, you say, wow, how did he make that little play? And that is oftentimes for young people something that helps distinguish them as they continue to grow and develop. I think he's got a very bright future ahead of him. He's an excellent teammate. He worked hard all year. Our first coaches award goes to Ryan Termel. And finally, our last coach's award goes to another newcomer, somebody who I think was a little apprehensive as the season started. I believe he emailed me 20 minutes after his first practice asking for links to YouTube videos on how he could improve because he felt like he hadn't performed all that well, even though I said, you got to relax, man. You haven't been on the ice in like 6 months, so you'll be okay. He came to practice every day, is the ultimate teammate. He's already been recognized for his efforts this fall. I would not be shocked to hear him recognized for his efforts this spring as well. But the second coach's award goes to Isaac Carter.
Okay, I'd like to thank the athletic department again. And then I'd also like to take a moment to thank Coach Javieri, who obviously was with me through both the fall and the winter season, with me last year as well. Definitely couldn't have done it without you. So thank you for sticking with us and contributing along the way, more than I ever could have asked. So hockey team this year, our final record was 2-8-3. We had some awesome wins against Holderness and Brewster. And then we finished the year with an unreal 0-0 tie against New Hampton, which I don't know if we've ever tied them before in hockey, in girls hockey at least. So that was pretty awesome to experience as our final game. In that game, I just wanted to quickly recognize our goalie Megan Nolan, who had over 50 saves, and then also recognize Sid as well for, I think both of them faced over 40 shots in the majority of our games this year, and for us to still come out with 2 wins and 3 ties. That's pretty awesome. So I just want to recognize them. This year we did not have any captains, but we wanted to take a moment to just recognize all of our 9 seniors, I believe, for their hard work and leadership over the past couple of years, and their dedication to staying positive and keeping this program headed in the right direction for the years to come. With that being said, we have one 4-year senior who I wanted to take a moment to recognize, and that is Maddie Silverman. She's going to get our Coaches Award tonight. She just takes all of our feedback, and she's able to be positive with it. And every day at practice and in games, she's one of those players that has progressed over the 3 years that I've worked with her. And it's awesome when you see a player who asks you questions and then also does that on the ice, and that's sometimes a little rare in high school athletes. So, Maddie Silverman. Next is our most improved player, who had amazing energy all season and was truly focused on learning our systems this year, making sure that she was able to contribute every time she stepped on the ice. And the team definitely will miss her energy in the years to come, and that player is Danielle Kelly. So many open seats everywhere. Huh? So there's so many open seats everywhere. You didn't expect me to vote. No. Oh, thank you guys. Okay. Next was a player that played a key role on both the offensive and defensive ends of the ice all season in every game. And we often referred to her as like the glue to our team. I think every shift that she was out there, you kind of felt a little bit more comfortable that things were going to be okay, and we might have an opportunity to score a goal or at least get the puck out of the zone when you're playing a team like St. Paul's. And our MVP this season was Anna O'Neill. Okay, just one last thing. I'd also like to recognize, I don't know if you guys saw, but one of our players, Meg Gates, was just announced as the Girls Prep Player of the Year by the New England Hockey Journal. So I just wanted to take a minute to recognize her as well, even though she's not here.
Okay, this is Coach McCandless standing in for Coach Marcus O'Neill for boys varsity basketball. I'm told that you can't tell the difference between the two of us very often, so it should work out okay. we had a really solid season. Played a full 12 games against Lake Region teams. We were 6-6. I think we would have done some damage in the playoffs if we had them. I want to say special thanks to our two managers, Emily Labraciano and Paige Colbert. Did the timekeeping for practice and the book for games in a very professional way. Outstanding work. Our team MVP, none of these guys are here today, but they deserve the recognition they get. Again, it's a good team, and it was really coming together towards the end. The MVP of this year's team is Jaden Brown. The most improved player was a guy who, like a lot of you guys that I see in the back there that I've seen for 4 years, has grown a ton. I'm not sure this most improved is for this year or for all 4, but he's definitely come a long way. Alpiel Mouse. And our 2 captains were Torrin Bosworth and Brandon Lawrence.
All right, we're moving and grooving. I want to recognize our 3 captains who aren't here. Jack Gray, Andrew Wallison, and Connor Lally, just the support of the program past couple of years, and the work they put in. They're good kids. They work hard, and they were good captains. Thank you to Coach Brisson, Coach Johnson, Mr. Preston. The work that they have done. I know everybody, possibly everybody, has said how much they thank them, but especially in the rink, just the logistics. Miss Johnson, every time a team would arrive, Miss Brisson just fighting for us to make sure that we were taken care of if we went somewhere on the road. They did excellent work. And Mr. Preston was always spot on with our equipment stuff. Coach Teft and Coach Dawson, Coach Teft said, they're right, they didn't play as many games, but they were so supportive of us when we needed guys to come up and move around the roster, and they were always there when you needed them. So thank you to those 2 guys. And thank you to Coach Lacasse too. We didn't have this award ceremony last year, so he didn't get recognized for the work he did in his first year to help us win the Lakes Region Championship. But he's an excellent assistant coach. He's great with the kids, and he was just a good hire by the school. 2 more. I'm done. I want to thank the parents of my kids that had the confidence to send their kids back to us, and the faith that they just believed that we would do right there by their children is a big deal. And then lastly, I just want to thank our players for sticking with it every week. It was a lot of uncertainty, and they did what they had to do. So thankful to all of our guys, especially the seniors and the PGs. We have MIP. Coach is going to do it. I'll do MVP, and we'll get out of here.
All right. Thank you, Coach McQuaid, for that ring endorsement. So our most improved player award is somebody who I think we looked at it once again as a career award, and somebody who's 3rd year on the team. Had come a long way from being sort of a bottom of the roster guy, playing a smaller role, to playing a much larger role this year on the power play, on the penalty kill, in the top 6, 5-on-5, and that's Matt Beraldi.
Our MVP, he had 25 points in 12 games, 20 goals, 5 assists. He was at like 2.08 points per game. That's not easy to do. 5-on-5, 6-on-5, 5-on-6 power play penalty kill. We used him for everything. He's a very good hockey player. He was voted by his teammates. The coaching staff will not dispute this. The most valuable player is the junior forward, Ben Muthersbaugh. Smile.
Awesome. Similar to Coach McQuaid, when I looked for my speech from last year, I remembered we didn't have one of these. So aren't you guys so excited to be here for having one of these? Yeah. So I wanted to just say a quick congratulations to that team from the winter of 2020. They were the NEPSAC Class A champions. So they definitely, I hope you're watching at home, deserve a round of applause. So so I'm also mentioning that because that championship ending for that season has carried over into this one. We played 12 games total. That's a typical total of games played usually for us by the end of December in a normal season. We won all 12 games. We outscored our opponents by an average of 29 points per game. We had 5 players average double figures in scoring, and in more than half of our games, every single player scored. We forced opposing teams to turn it over an average of 25 times a game and held them to less than 30% field goal percentage, shooting percentage from the floor. We were the definition of a team, and we were the self-proclaimed Lakes Region champions, COVID-19 style. A special thank you to our scrimmage squad, Mr. McCandless, Mr. O'Neill, Mr. Goodwin, Mr. Richmond, Mr. Lasardo, and Miss Tiberi. She was a newcomer this year. You guys always had us more than prepared for game day. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I have to give, okay, sorry. Thank you, Coach Lasardo. I'm not doing this now, but I just want you to know we would not be the team we are without you. His dedication, if you guys don't know, I mean, I know he looks like a basketball player for sure, not a football player. There goes my speech. His dedication to this team and our players is extraordinary. When he first arrived and was like, "Hey, Coach Lasardo is going to be your assistant," was like, "What? Hey, Coach, do you know a ton about basketball?" No. I can tell you, fast forward to now, he knows more than me. And I know that every single player that I've coached and that has played for him would go to him to ask him for a piece of advice. And losing him will be like losing a member of our team next year. And I don't know how I'm going to do without you. So thank you. So also as a coaching staff, we can admit that we're not big on individual accolades. We feel that each member of the team deserves the utmost respect for the time and energy that they put into the program on a daily basis. And we're incredibly demanding. So for that, every single kid on the team definitely earns the utmost praise from us. However, this afternoon, we will present 2 Coaches Awards to our graduating seniors, Eliza Field and Tasha Lima. Liza and Tasha, during a season where you could have packed it in, you gave more. You kept our team focused and on task and refused to let us underachieve. You held your teammates to the standards you set for yourselves, hardworking, dedicated, tough, and driven. We are going to miss the both of you beyond words next season, but know that the impact you've had on this team and program will live on for a lifetime. And that concludes our transition to our last season of the spring. So we will begin with varsity golf, followed by girls tennis, boys tennis, varsity baseball, varsity boys lacrosse, varsity girls lacrosse, and we will conclude with varsity softball. Coach Cass.
All right. First of all, I would like to thank the athletic department for all the help that they give us along the way. I would also like to thank the 4 different people who at one point this spring stood in as assistant coaches for the golf team, Ms. Popoff, Ms. Tiberi, Mr. McQuaid, and Mr. Goodwin. So it's always nice to have a little help along the way, and you guys were very helpful, and I appreciate that greatly. Secondly, I'd like to call up our two captains, Max Paganini and Nick Peltier. So, sort of as a microcosm of the campus as a whole, the golf season was one probably most represented by attrition through the year. Probably another example of good coaching when I named Nick and Max as the two captains. They ended up being the only two players to appear in all 9 matches this year, so good call by me early on. So the season started off with 13 members of the golf team, 6 playing a match, and we finished the year with 6, which was just enough to finish the last match. So for the 6 who stuck it out, the 2 I just mentioned, as well as Nick Larson, Yere Harju, Justin Eman, and Colby Smith. Okay. I really appreciate you guys staying with it the whole way. I hope that you enjoyed it. We had a lot of fun together. Last thing, we have our award, okay, which is the most valuable player. Now, I don't think there's much suspense for this. I'll give you a hint. It was the one guy who had ever played in a golf match before this season started, okay, Max Paganini. So I could talk a lot about the golf reasons why Max won, shooting a new career low at Lockmere 36. Winning 4 matches as the number 1, going against other teams' best players, which was 4 more than any other member of the team won this year. So, but really what Max did in this moment was, as a leader, as a captain, is he set the stage for the future of the Tilton Golf program with the way that he helped some of the younger players on the team. Like I said, a lot of the players who had never played in a match before didn't understand a lot of the etiquette and intricacies of the game. And for that, I'm very grateful, and we're going to have his help not just this year, but well into the future. Thank you.
Thank you to everyone who supported girls tennis this spring, but a special thank you to the 16 young women who came out with me every day and played tennis and learned a lot of new things. We talked a lot about how tennis is a game of losing, and you did that very well. But also, within that, learning how to find the victories that you can make and that you can succeed with. And you should be so proud of what you did with that. Every day you learned and you built your skills, and we had a lot of fun. You became much better players. I hope that you know your net worth. It was a ball working with you all. A pleasure to serve, and I really loved every minute that we had together. Our captain this year is Kendall Brandt, and she's also the most valuable player. And the Coaches Award this year goes to Emily Labraciano.
held on the tennis courts. Tennis is alive and well at Tilton, despite the fact that we only had 7 guys play on the tennis team. As I look out here, I saw almost all of you around the courts yesterday. Many of you playing. We had 18 entries, 18 teams to play. Good times had by all. We defeated the rain, we defeated the wind, and we crowned our first Tilton Open champions. Their names will be inscribed on the first Tilton Open Cup that will be held in Mrs. McCandless's office from here on. Youth was served. So well done. That was an excellent afternoon. The courts are open all week. We have time between those exams and other things. On our team, Brady, Zach, Cameron, Cody, Alex, Ben, and Petey. So much improvement. I could easily give a most improved award to all 7. Excuse me. Allergies like we went up against top, tennis talent from St. Paul's to New Hampton to kids that are going to play college tennis. And we had no match experience, if not no tennis experience. So the guys kept playing and kept improving, and we've all improved. And, we'll continue to play. And hopefully with more numbers next year and back to normal. So this year's MVP and captain, PD Latre Duran.
This doesn't need to be like the one outside Quincy.
We also had a coach's award. He's not here today. Ben Ashton battled hard. He's our number 2. He's the only one to win a set against an opponent, pushing the Dublin's best player to a first set loss. He wore out against that guy, but he never quit. And I think he played tennis a lot like a goaltender. He blocked everything. And we'll get to the next level and start shooting it and putting it away next. So thank you very much.
So the last time I coached baseball at Tilton School was 15 years ago. I had 3 children. One wasn't able to walk at the time. 2 dogs. They're both dead now. And it was a really enjoyable experience. I then took some time off to raise a few more children, get a couple more dogs. And then the last time I coached baseball was about 6 years ago. When Max Paganini was short, blonde, cute, and actually had a really good curveball. So it was just a delight to be able to come back to baseball this year. I was very excited to take it on. Even battling what we always have to battle, which is New England weather. When you're going to be inside, when are you going to get on the fields? How are you going to be able to handle it? Freezing cold, as Coach Dawson and I sort of charted for about the first 4 weeks we were outside. It was either raining one day or it was unbelievably windy at the fields. The team navigated everything very, very well. It was a pleasure to work with all of them. We had the ups and downs that you would expect in the New England baseball season. We had great games. We had games where we made a significant number of errors. We can't thank the fans who came out this past weekend enough. It was great to have that kind of crowd. We apologize for our performance, but we kept battling, and that's what we did all year. It was a pleasure, an absolute pleasure to work with these guys, and especially with Coach Dawson. He and I laughed a lot. We wanted to crush a lot of baseballs every once in a while, but it was good. We're happy to be able to rest. We have a great future. One of those players we are honoring today with our most improved. I was able to watch him play a little bit in middle school. He started to scrape the rust off as the season went on. And it's our pleasure to give Sam Mattis our most improved player.
this is my first time actually up here as a head coach. So, athletic department for all their support both this fall and this spring. Thank you to Coach Brisson for learning how to do our shot clock and for my numerous requests throughout the fall and this spring and everything that I've asked. Thank you to Mr. Preston for everything with the equipment room, to Ms. Johnson for the scheduling and transportation, and to Mr. Carter and Ms. DeVoe for keeping our team taped up and iced up with everything that went on this year. Secondly, thank you to Coach Teff, who stepped up to the plate to assist me this year, and he was the backbone of our team. Coach Teff is not a self-professed lacrosse guy, but he has been a great coach, a great mentor to me as a young coach, and helped us learn how to be a better team and to be a better group of young men. I cannot thank him enough for everything he's done for me this year. This group of young men. This group of young men displayed such resilience in the face of adversity. They never quit. They never backed down. They continue to push forward and get better every day. As we got back last spring from Arizona, I wasn't sure if I was actually going to see any of these boys again with everything that happened in the pandemic. But, this year, while the record might not show it in the wins and losses column, we got better as a team as the year went on. Guys that hadn't played organized lacrosse since middle school, shout out to Owen Moreland, Isaac Carter. You guys did a tremendous job out on the field for us. And I am incredibly proud of the way that we played this year. And I can't wait to see what we're going to do in years to come. Thank you to the class of 2021. You guys have been with me since my start at Tilton. And I cannot thank you enough for teaching me how to be a better coach, a better mentor, and a better man. I cannot wait to see what the class of 2022 will bring. Right now, I'd like to recognize our captains, Ethan Powers, Brendan Powers, and Sutton Arcillo.
Put it around him. Put it around him.
Got to go around.
Just go around. It's okay.
Ethan, I'm going to have you stand up. All right, so we have 3 awards, the offensive award, a defensive award, and a coach's award. Our first award goes to Ethan Powers. He was our leading goal scorer, team captain, and a future Wheaton Lion. So, to Ethan. Our second award, our defensive award, while his season was cut short due to an injury, this young man showed that he was the most dominant defender every time he stepped onto the field. This year's defensive award goes to Colin McKinnon. And finally, our coach's award. This award goes to a young man that never backed down from a hit or an injury. He would often play to the point of exhaustion on both sides of the field. Sometimes I truly believe he would try to clear the ball by himself just to get slashed a lot. He was a leader both on the field and off the field, always on time for practice, did all the little things, and do whatever we asked as a coaching staff. This year's Coach's Award goes to Jason Callahan.
girls varsity lacrosse team played 12 games this season, coming up against stiff competition each week amongst our peers at our other Lakes Region schools. We faced teams with extremely high level lacrosse talent, girls that have plans to play at Division 1, 2, and 3 schools in the coming years. With that, the lacrosse team at Tilton is made up of a wide range of individuals, girls who have played the sport for several years, girls that have just begun the sport, girls who have maybe played lacrosse in the past and just decided to return to playing recently. There is much more to a season than just wins and losses, and focusing on what that more is my purpose as a coach at Tilton. Each week, the girls came to practice ready to work, learn, get better, and have fun with one another. While we were challenged time and time again, all 22 members of our roster never gave up. Each and every girl stayed committed through each practice and each game. Coach Bayer and I are very proud of the individual progress made this spring and the overall growth that our team experienced. We want to thank members of the athletic department for keeping us going over the last few months. Ms. Brisson, Mr. Carter, Ms. DeVoe, Mr. Preston, and Mr. Teft. We appreciate each of you very much. Our team was led by 3 captains this spring. I'd like you girls to come up. Anna O'Neill, Danielle Kelly, and Alex Garside did a wonderful job. These girls did a wonderful job of leading by example, communicating effectively, and supporting each other and their teammates. I am extremely grateful for the energy and effort that they put into this season. So we have 3 additional members of the team to recognize, and the first is our most improved player. That will be recognized by Coach Bayer.
The recipient of this year's Most Improved Award started the season hesitant and not sure-footed, but that did not last long. As the season progressed, she constantly worked on her stick skills and asked questions to build her lacrosse IQ. She learned how to make confident cuts on attack and was composed with the ball under pressure. Her teammates often acknowledged her work ethic and improvement over the course of the season. Coach Johnson and I are happy to know that we have 2 more years with this individual to watch her feistiness continue to grow. Congrats to Abby Gilbert for this season's Most Improved Player.
And then next, Coach Bayer and I would like to honor a member of the senior class with a Coach's Award. This individual was one of our most consistent players throughout the season, showing up daily with effort and intensity. This player has characteristics that are not the easiest to coach: selflessness, grit, dedication, and determination. And she truly brought up her own level of play this season, in turn encouraging her teammates to follow her lead. We hope that she will look to play lacrosse at Endicott next year. We know that this is definitely within reach for her. Congratulations to Alex Garside for this season's coaching. And then lastly, being a goalie in any sport is difficult, lacrosse particularly so. It requires toughness, focus, and the ability to multitask. See where the ball is, see where the defense is, and then communicate those pieces plus more. Our starting goalie, Bella Marzano, had double-digit saves in all of our games this season and was a true vocal leader, always cheering on her teammates from net. We look forward to even more contributions and leadership from Bella next year. Congratulations to Bella Marzano for this season's Most Valuable Player Award.
While my assistant coaches find their way to the stage, while my assistant coaches find their way to the stage. Thank you, you guys. What do you think of Coach Sargent in that bright yellow shirt coming down? The next person to speak here is going to be Miss Brisson, and she will not do this. And so, you know, coach after coach after coach has mentioned the athletic department in all of its work. And you might not know, but this work did not start in September. This work started last April, where Coach Brisson and her staff and the athletic directors and all other schools in the Lakes region just began to work on this problem. How are we going to do it? How in the heck are we going to have our students play sports against each other in 2020-21? And so it was not just since September. It was through the summer and through June and then July. And then in August 1st, we had Miss Brisson began to share with us the sense that the work that she had done with all the athletic directors. And then she brought her own staff in, and they began to work further and fine-tune it. So Miss Brisson and to Ms. Johnson and all the members of the athletic department, thank you very much for this very thing that we're celebrating this year. Thanks to God. We did not play 12 games. We played 11. New Hampton arrived on a I don't know if it was a Saturday morning, a Saturday afternoon. I guess they arrived on a Saturday afternoon, and some situations that happened in their team made it so that they needed to leave our campus without playing us. So we ended up 9 wins and 2 losses. One of those losses, both losses came very early in our softball season. One of those in a 5th inning that I should have made. So I apologize, and I have to the team right after that. Yeah. So we had a wonderful season. We have a lot of good softball players on this team. I'd like the 3 captains, Libby and Olivia and Madison, to come on up first. Three very good softball players. In addition to that, leadership is a big deal to me on an athletic team. These girls had to sort of manage and sort of navigate their way through some challenging waters. We have a lot of good softball players on the team. We have more than 9 good softball players on the team. That means one of those softball players, or 2, or 3, or 4, won't get a start. And these girls helped with that fact. We had 3 pitchers. Not every pitcher is going to get a start to start the next game. These girls helped with that. Each, again, like I said with my basketball captains, has her own style. Libby, you know Libby, like this is the in-your-face screaming and yelling. That's Libby Siegel. That's her style. No, it is not. Madison Silverman. She's the negotiator. She's the one. She's the mom. She's the mom of the group. That is true, by the way. And then of course there's Liv, who has gotten to know me and has gotten to work with me and learned how to handle me through this tremendous sarcasm of hers that she just spews out in darts of sarcasm. So, girls, thank you very much for your leadership. So, do we get a picture with these guys now? Is that what we get? Yeah, so am I. Come right around.
Yeah, that works.
Now, as they work their way back to their seats, I do want to thank our coaches, my coaching staff. Clayton Sargent, we call him Clay. Girls are beginning to call him Skeeter. Yeah, you heard it. Yes. And Coach Elsesser, both of these. I mean, again, very different styles, very different areas of expertise. And you guys know that this team of 13 girls, they absolutely love you. So thank you very much for everything you're doing for this team. Yes. We have 2 awards. The first one will come as no surprise to anybody. Sam Weberg is off to the University of Tampa, where she will pitch for a bona fide NCAA Division I level softball team. She was tremendous for us in the circle, and she was tremendous for us at the plate. She was tremendous for us. We didn't have a locker room, but if we had one, she would have been tremendous there. She keeps the team light, and our girls trust her. So Sam Weberg, come on up. You kind of had to know Sam. You could have sat a little closer.
I'm waiting on my sweet.
Yeah, I know. You kind of had to figure this one out beforehand. Good job. And our last award is an MIP award. Again, the girls on the team will probably have figured this out by now. It's very clear. I mean, when Jasmine first started with us, she hadn't played before. And in our last practice, Jasmine ended up, she looked like she was born on first base, playing first base. Yeah, she looked great. Jasmine, thanks very much. Good job. Miss Brisson, I think it's you now.
Guys, let's go ahead and give one more round of applause to all of our award winners tonight. As I had mentioned earlier, it is important that we honor those graduating seniors who have impacted our athletics program by earning 5 or more varsity letters during their time at Tilton, as well as our postgraduates who were able through 1 year to earn 3 varsity letters. So class of 2021, when your name is called, similar to winning an award, please come up here so you can have your picture taken with your plaque. With 3 letters, Anna O'Neill. Field hockey, ice hockey, and lacrosse. Lacrosse captain, MVP, ice hockey. And she's way in the back. Also with 3 letters, Megan Nolan. Field hockey, ice hockey, and softball. And I think a cameo in lacrosse too, right?
Yeah.
With 5 letters, Petey Latre Duran. Soccer and tennis. Tennis captain, MVP tennis. With 5 letters, Joe Responte, ice hockey and lacrosse. With 5 letters, Cam Shepard. Soccer and tennis. Soccer captain. Coaches award soccer. With 5 letters, Olivia D'Amatos. Field hockey, tennis, and softball. Softball captain, Coach's award for JV basketball.
Thanks.
With 6 letters, Liza Fields. Cross country and basketball. Cross country captain, NEXAC champion, Coach's award basketball, Tommy Merrill award winner. With 7 letters, Brendan Powers. Soccer, ice hockey, and lacrosse. Ice hockey captain, lacrosse captain. Also with 7 letters, Ethan Powers. Soccer, ice hockey, and lacrosse. Lacrosse captain, offensive MVP for lacrosse. With 8 letters, Vicky Medina Basiglio. Soccer, ice hockey, and softball. Did I say your last name right? I practiced.
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
Yes.
With 9 letters, Jaden Thaxton. Field hockey, ice hockey, lacrosse, and tennis. Field hockey captain. And smile. With 9 letters, Carter Harvey. Soccer, ice hockey, and lacrosse. With 9 letters, Danielle Kelly. Field hockey, ice hockey, and lacrosse. Field hockey captain, ice hockey captain, lacrosse captain. Most improved player, ice hockey. And lastly, with 9 letters, he's not here today, but Andrew Nordman. Soccer, ice hockey, and baseball. Soccer captain, baseball captain, Coach's award soccer, MVP baseball. Lastly, these 2 seniors accumulated 12 varsity letters over their 4-year career at Tilton School. First, 3-sport athlete, Madison Silverman. Soccer, field hockey, ice hockey, and softball. Softball captain, most improved field hockey, Coach's award, ice hockey. And second, 3-sport athlete, Max Paganini. Soccer, ice hockey, and golf. Soccer captain, ice hockey captain, golf captain, MVP golf. So Max is going to be mad that I know this, and you are all about to know this, but he recently received word that he was awarded a full 4-year Army ROTC scholarship. Just so you guys know, these limited scholarships are given to those student athletes who have achieved a meritorious record in academic studies, extracurricular participation, and athletic activities. So, Pags, you deserve another round of applause. So thank you all for bearing through this entire ceremony. I mean, it was really only 90 minutes, which means we got to be quicker in our future when we're just doing one season. But this does conclude our event, and guys, dinner is open. Yeah.